Welcome to today's deep dive. We're going to be exploring a recent analysis on the Indian cement industry.
Okay.
It's by Sarama Venugopalan.
Mm-hmm.
He's a CFA Level 2 candidate.
Right.
And you know what? This paper was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It blew my mind.
What was so interesting about it?
Well, Indian cement plants are already some of the most efficient in the world.
Huh.
I was so surprised by that.
It's true.
Really.
They've really been ahead of the curve in adopting new technologies.
Wow, okay. But I'm guessing it's not all sunshine and roses, right?
Well, fuel and logistics costs in India,
Yeah.
those are a wild card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're talking about two-thirds.
Two-thirds?
Yeah, two-thirds of the total production cost being tied up in those two things.
Wow.
And so when those prices jump around, it creates a massive headache for everyone.
Okay, so for someone like me who doesn't spend all day thinking about cement,
Right.
why should I care about fuel and logistics prices going up and down?
Okay, so imagine a major infrastructure project like a bridge being built and suddenly fuel prices spike. That means delays, cost overruns, and ultimately you, the taxpayer, are footing the bill.
So it's not just some like abstract industry problem.
Right.
It hits our wallets directly.
It all comes back to us.
Wow, okay. Well, Venugopalan points to three technologies that could really change things.
Okay.
Solar power, electric vehicles, and solar-powered electric kilns.
Interesting.
Let's start with solar.
Okay.
I know solar is getting cheaper, but can it really power something as energy-intensive as cement production?
So the price of solar modules has absolutely plummeted.
Right.
We're talking as low as 1 crore per megawatt in China.
1 crore per megawatt.
That's right. And it's not just about being green.
Okay.
It's about locking in a predictable energy cost.
So
Plus, battery technology is advancing rapidly.
okay.
We can now store solar energy and use it even when the sun isn't shining.
So it's not just some like daytime energy source anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That's cool, but EVs for hauling cement. That's a new one for me.
Think about it.
Okay.
Traditional diesel trucks,
Okay.
they guzzle fuel and require constant maintenance.
Makes sense.
EVs, on the other hand,
Uh-huh.
are far more energy efficient.
Interesting.
And we're seeing the rise of battery swap technology.
Battery swap technology.
So instead of waiting hours to recharge,
right?
trucks just swap depleted batteries for fully charged ones at designated stations.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Does this really make a difference in the cost of moving all that cement around?
We're talking about a potential 10-fold reduction in transportation costs.
Tenfold.
10 times cheaper per ton per
Right.
kilometer compared to traditional trucks.
Wow. Okay. My inner accountant is doing a happy dance right now.
Good.
But you also mentioned solar-powered electric kilns.
Yes.
Is this something out of a science fiction movie?
Well, it's still in the early stages,
Oh.
but the idea is to replace fossil fuel-powered kilns
Mm-hmm.
with ones that run entirely on electricity generated from solar power. This eliminates the need for coal or other fossil fuels.
So it's way better for the environment.
Yes. It slashes emissions and provides a stable energy source
Okay.
for the most energy-intensive part of the process.
Wow. If this takes off, wouldn't that be complete game changer for the industry?
Absolutely.
But let's step back for a second.
Okay.
We've got solar power, we've got EVs, maybe even these futuristic electric kilns.
Right.
How do all these pieces fit together to actually change the cost structure of cement?
Okay, so let's break it down.
Yeah.
Right now, the cost of producing a ton of cement in India is around 4,200 rupees.
4,200.
Okay. Raw materials like limestone are one cost.
Mm-hmm.
EVs slash the cost of transporting that limestone.
Okay.
Then you've got power for the plant itself,
Yeah.
which solar takes care of,
Right.
and fuel.
Mm.
A major cost becomes far more stable with EVs using captive coal
Right.
and could even be eliminated with those electric kilns.
So we're potentially talking about more than 2/3 of that 4,200 rupees becoming much more stable and predictable,
That's exactly right.
which has got to be huge for cement companies, right?
It's massive.
Really?
It reduces their risk,
Okay.
improves their ability to plan,
Mm-hmm.
and could even free up capital for further investments.
That's amazing. But that's not the only big change happening in the industry, is it?
No, it's not.
We're seeing a wave of consolidation with major players buying up smaller companies.
Yes, we are.
And it's not just about becoming more efficient, is it?
No.
It's about positioning themselves for a whole new era in cement.
That's right.
So what's driving this cement industry power play? What's the big opportunity they're all seeing?
There are three key factors at play here.
3. Okay, let's hear it.
First, it's a land grab.
A land grab.
Limestone is the essential raw material for cement.
Right.
Large companies are acquiring smaller ones with valuable limestone reserves.
Oh, so they're just buying them up?
At pre-auction prices.
So they're getting a good deal.
Exactly. They're securing their future supply chain.
Oh, that's a smart move.
What's the second reason?
Okay, what's number 2?
Logistics optimization.
Yeah.
By merging with companies that have strategically located grinding plants,
Yeah.
they can drastically reduce transportation distances.
Interesting.
One company aims to get their average delivery distance down to just 100 kilometers.
100 kilometers. Wow.
Think about the fuel savings and reduced emissions from that.
That's incredible. Okay, what's the third factor driving all this consolidation?
Volume play.
Volume play.
As these technologies drive down production costs
Okay.
and subsequently cement prices,
Right.
demand is expected to skyrocket.
So they're getting ready for a cement boom.
Yeah, the large companies are consolidating to be ready to handle this massive increase in sales volume.
It's like they're setting the stage for a cement boom.
Exactly.
But let's get down to brass tacks here.
Sure.
How does all this impact a company's profitability?
So in the cement world, a key metric is EBITDA per ton.
EBITDA per ton.
It shows us how much profit a company makes from each ton of cement,
Okay.
before accounting for things like taxes and debt.
Got it. So how does the shift from traditional fuel and logistics costs to investing in solar and EVs change that EBITDA per ton?
Right now, a lot of those expenses are operational,
Operational like what?
fuel, truck maintenance, those kinds of things.
Right?
But when you invest in solar and EVs, you're shifting to a more capital-intensive model.
Right.
You have a larger upfront cost,
Yeah.
but your ongoing operating expenses are significantly lower.
So less financial roller coaster, more smooth sailing.
Exactly.
Got it. But let's get to the bottom line here.
All right.
How much more profit are we talking about?
Hold on tight.
Okay.
The numbers are pretty eye-popping.
Let's hear them.
With current tech, we could see EBITDA per ton hit 2,000 rupees.
2,000.
And if those electric kilns become a reality,
Yeah.
we could be looking at 2,500 rupees,
So 500.
a 50% EBITDA margin.
50%.
Wow.
That's unheard of in most industries.
It really is.
But I have to ask, what does all this mean for the price I pay for cement?
Right.
Will I actually see savings at the store?
That's a great question,
Okay.
and one with two potential answers.
Okay. Lay it on me. What are the two scenarios?
In scenario one,
Yeah.
companies could decide to maintain these incredible profit margins
Okay.
and sell less cement.
So they'd be making a killing on each bag, but selling fewer bags overall.
Exactly.
What's the other scenario?
Scenario two is where things get really interesting for consumers.
Okay, how so?
Companies could lower prices
Okay.
to drive up demand and sell way more cement.
Right.
They might make slightly less per ton,
Yeah.
but the increased volume more than makes up for it.
So it's a trade-off, higher margins or higher volume.
Exactly.
Which scenario seems more likely?
Well, given the competitive nature of the market
Yeah.
and the potential for huge demand,
Mhm.
scenario two seems more probable.
Okay, so what does that mean for me as a consumer?
This could lead to a potential price reduction for consumers of up to 25%.
The 25% price drop.
That's right.
That would be a game changer for construction costs.
Absolutely.
Anything else that could affect that price?
There's talk of a potential GST reduction from 28% to 18%,
Wow.
which could further amplify this price drop.
So lower production costs, A&D, lower taxes.
Yep,
That's a double win for consumers.
it really is.
But this has got to have implications beyond India, right?
Absolutely. We're talking about a potential shift in the global cement market.
Okay, don't leave me hanging.
All right.
How could all this impact the global scene?
Imagine this India with its low-cost green cement production
Yeah.
becomes a major player in export markets.
Okay.
Developed countries are increasingly demanding eco-friendly building materials.
Right.
And Indian companies could step in to meet that demand.
So India could actually become a leader in green cement production on a global scale.
Exact.
Wow, and here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Exporting cement often commands higher prices. So Indian companies could potentially enjoy even higher profits
Yes.
by selling to these eco-conscious markets.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
a positive feedback loop.
It is.
They sell more,
Uh-huh.
their costs go down even further,
Right.
and they can offer even more competitive prices.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
As their capacity utilization increases, they become even more efficient,
Wow.
further benefiting both the company and consumers.
It's a fascinating dynamic.
It really is.
I have to say, I started this deep dive thinking cement was about as exciting as watching paint dry.
I can understand that.
But this is mind-blowing stuff.
I know it really highlights how seemingly mundane industries can be transformed by innovation and a focus on sustainability.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this feels like just the beginning of a much bigger story.
It absolutely is. We've laid the groundwork here, but there are so many more questions to explore.
Like what?
What are the long-term implications of this green cement revolution?
Mm.
How will it impact global construction and the environment?
Those are great questions.
We'll delve into those questions and more in part 2 of our deep dive.
Sounds good. So we just dove deep into India's potential to shake up the global cement industry
Yeah.
with this move towards green technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think about them leading the way,
Yeah.
when they're not always seen as a cutting-edge tech hub.
It's a real testament to their ingenuity and adaptability, but
What?
let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Okay.
This green cement revolution,
Yeah.
it faces some real challenges
Okay.
before it becomes like a widespread reality.
All right, so let's talk roadblocks.
Okay.
What are the biggest hurdles they'll need to overcome?
One of the most significant is the initial investment.
The initial
So
investment.
solar power plants,
Yeah.
fleets of electric vehicles, and especially those electric kilns,
Right.
they require a hefty upfront investment.
So it's a classic, you got to spend money to make money scenario.
Yeah, pretty much.
But can smaller cement companies really keep up with the big players who have much deeper pockets?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
This high cost of entry
Mm-hmm.
could create a barrier, potentially leading to even more consolidation in the industry.
Which could end up stifling competition, right?
Exactly.
If it becomes a game only the giants can play.
Right. It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
We want to encourage these green technologies, but
Right.
we also want a healthy and competitive market.
So what can be done?
Well,
It sounds like government policies and incentives will be crucial.
absolutely. Governments can play a huge role in incentivizing green tech adoption
Okay.
through things like tax breaks,
Mhm.
subsidies, and other supportive measures.
Right.
They can also help level the playing field
Oh.
by providing access to financing and technical expertise for smaller companies.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
No.
It's about creating an ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
that supports innovation across the board.
Precisely.
Another hurdle we need to think about is the workforce.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Operating and maintaining these advanced technologies requires a whole new skill set.
Right.
We need people who can handle the intricacies of solar power,
Uh-huh.
EV maintenance, and the software that runs these systems.
It's a whole new world.
So alongside investing in the technology,
Yeah,
there needs to be a parallel investment in education and training.
exactly. We need to think long-term
Okay.
and develop comprehensive training programs
Right.
so workers can thrive in this new era of cement production.
Hmm.
This will require collaboration between industry,
Okay.
educational institutions,
Yep.
and government agencies.
It's a reminder that this isn't just about robots and algorithms.
Right.
It's about empowering people to be a part of this transformation.
Absolutely.
We've talked a lot about the economics
Yeah.
and the environmental wins.
Uh-huh.
But what about the social impact?
Mm-hmm.
How will these changes affect communities and the people currently working in the cement industry?
That's a critical question.
Yeah.
The shift to green tech will create jobs.
In areas like solar panel installation,
Mm-hmm.
EV maintenance and software development.
Right.
However, there is a risk of job displacement
Job displacement.
as automation takes over some of the more traditional roles.
So we need to prepare for both sides of the coin,
Yeah.
job creation and job displacement,
Yeah.
making sure workers have access to the training and resources they need to adapt.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
We need to prioritize a just transition
Okay.
that benefits everyone involved in the industry,
Right.
not just a select few.
It's about creating a future where no one is left behind.
Exactly.
This brings up another crucial point.
Okay.
We've focused on the exciting possibilities of green cement,
Right.
but are there any potential downsides?
Mm.
Any risks we need to be aware of?
That's where critical thinking comes in.
Okay.
It's essential to consider the potential downsides
Yeah.
of any new technology.
Right.
For instance, the mining of raw materials for solar panels and EV batteries.
Can have environmental and social impacts if not done responsibly.
So it's not enough to just switch to green technologies.
Right.
We need to ensure the whole supply chain is sustainable and ethical.
Precisely. We need a holistic approach
Okay.
that considers the entire life cycle of these
The
technologies.
entire life cycle. Okay.
From raw material extraction to manufacturing use and eventual disposal.
It's a good reminder that there's no such thing as a perfect solution.
True.
We need to carefully weigh the benefits and risks
Yeah.
and constantly strive to mitigate any negative impacts.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing process of learning, innovating, and refining our approach to ensure we're truly creating a sustainable and equitable future for the cement industry.
And that future involves many stakeholders.
Right.
Industry leaders, policymakers, researchers, workers, and consumers all need to be part of the conversation.
I agree.
Speaking of consumers,
Yeah.
let's bring this back down to the individual level.
Okay.
What does this cement revolution mean for the average person?
Well, for starters,
Yeah.
lower cement prices would have a ripple effect throughout the entire construction industry,
Right.
making things like housing infrastructure and other essential projects more affordable.
So it's not just about the price of a bag of cement.
No.
It's about the affordability of living and building in our communities.
Exactly. And let's not forget the environmental benefits.
Right.
Reduced emissions from cement production.
Yeah.
I mean, cleaner air and a healthier planet for everyone.
So it's a win-win for both our wallets and the planet.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like we're on the verge of a truly transformative era in the cement industry.
Indeed. And it's inspiring to see how India is leading the charge.
Yeah.
With its commitment to both innovation and sustainability.
I started this deep dive thinking cement was about as exciting as watching paint dry.
I remember.
I've completely changed my tune.
Me too.
This is incredible stuff.
It's a reminder that innovation can happen anywhere,
Right.
even in the most unexpected places.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We've explored the technologies driving this revolution, the potential economic and environmental benefits.
Right.
And we've also dug into the challenges and potential downsides, along with the social implications.
Yeah, it's a complex issue.
We've seen how India is poised to become a global leader in green cement production.
Yes.
And we've pondered the ripple effects this could have on the global stage.
It's a fascinating story.
But as we wrap up part 2 of this episode, I keep coming back to one question.
Okay, what is it?
We've talked about the cement industry.
Right.
But what about the concrete industry?
Oh, interesting.
After all, cement is just one ingredient in concrete.
That's true.
How will these changes impact the final product that we use to build our world?
That's an excellent question and a perfect segue into part 3 of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore the fascinating world of concrete and how it's being reimagined in this era of sustainability and innovation.
All right, so welcome back to our final part of
Yeah.
our deep dive into the future of cement. We've talked about how India's cement industry is poised for a major transformation. But as you pointed out, cement is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to building our world.
It's true.
So let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
Concrete.
Concrete, yeah.
It's easy to forget that concrete isn't just cement, right?
Absolutely.
It's a composite material made up of aggregates like sand and gravel, water, and often other additives to tweak its properties.
Yeah, to get it just right for the job.
Right. So even with all the exciting innovations happening in cement production, there's a whole other world of possibilities when it comes to the concrete itself.
Oh, definitely.
So what's happening on that front?
Get ready to have your mind blown.
Okay, I'm ready.
One area of intense research is in alternative aggregates.
Alternative aggregates.
So traditional concrete uses massive amounts of sand and gravel, which are becoming scarce in some parts of the world.
That makes sense.
Researchers are experimenting with recycled material.
Recycled materials like
that? Crushed glass.
Okay.
Demolition debris, and even plastic waste.
Plastic waste.
As sustainable alternatives.
Hold on. So we could be building our cities.
Yeah.
With concrete made from recycled plastic.
It's pretty incredible.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But does it compromise the strength or durability of the concrete?
That's the amazing part.
Okay.
In many cases, these alternative aggregates can actually enhance the performance of the concrete.
Really?
For example, certain types of plastic waste can make concrete more resistant to cracking.
Oh, wow.
And even improve its insulation properties.
It's like turning trash into treasure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Are there any other innovations in concrete that are blowing your mind right now?
Absolutely. How about self-healing concrete?
Self-healing concrete.
Imagine concrete that can repair its own cracks.
Oh, wow.
Reducing the need for costly and time-consuming repairs down the line.
Self-healing concrete? That sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
I know, right?
How does that even work?
It's pretty ingenious, actually.
Hey?
Scientists are embedding tiny capsules.
Tiny capsules.
Filled with the healing agent.
Okay.
Into the concrete mix. And when a crack forms, those capsules rupture, releasing the healing agent, which reacts with the surrounding materials to seal the crack.
It's like giving the concrete its own little first aid kit.
Exactly.
What are the implications of this self-healing ability?
Oh, the benefits are huge.
Okay, like what?
Self-healing concrete can significantly extend the lifespan of structures,
Okay.
slash maintenance costs,
Right.
and even improve safety
House.
by preventing those small cracks from growing into bigger problems
Right.
that could weaken the entire structure.
So we're talking about more durable, safer, and more sustainable infrastructure.
Absolutely.
This is a game changer for the construction industry.
It really is.
What other innovations are on the horizon?
Hold on tight because we're about to enter the realm of 3D printing.
3D printing.
Researchers are exploring ways to create intricate concrete structures
Wow.
with incredible precision and efficiency
Okay.
using 3D printing technology.
3D printed concrete. That's wild.
It is pretty wild.
I can barely wrap my head around that.
I know, it's a lot to take in.
So what are the advantages of using 3D printing in construction?
It opens up a world of possibilities
Okay.
in terms of design flexibility.
Like what?
You can create complex shapes and structures that would be impossible
Yeah.
to achieve with traditional methods.
Okay.
It also reduces waste significantly,
Elf?
as you're only using the exact amount of material needed,
Right.
and it can dramatically speed up construction timelines.
Really?
Imagine printing entire buildings or bridges on site,
Wow.
layer by layer.
It sounds like we're talking about building the futuristic cities we've always imagined in science fiction movies.
It does, doesn't it?
So what are the potential real-world applications of this technology?
The possibilities are truly limitless.
Give me some examples.
We could see 3D printed concrete being used to create affordable housing solutions,
Okay.
disaster relief shelters that can be rapidly deployed,
Interesting.
and even intricate architectural designs that push the boundaries of creativity.
So we've got green cement,
Yep.
recycled aggregates, self-healing concrete,
That's right.
and 3D printing.
It's amazing.
The future of concrete is anything but boring.
It's a really exciting time to be involved in this field.
It's a convergence of cutting-edge technologies and innovative ideas
Absolutely.
that are pushing the boundaries of what's possible with this humble material.
For sure.
It's incredibly inspiring to see how a material as ubiquitous as concrete
Yeah.
is being reimagined as a force for sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
efficiency, and creativity.
It's the beautiful thing.
Just goes to show that even in the most established industries,
Yeah.
there's always room for disruption and reinvention. This has been an incredible journey.
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from the surprising efficiency of Indian cement plants
I know, Reed.
to the mind-blowing potential of green cement technologies.
It's been a wild ride.
We've explored the financial implications of this shift, the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead,
Right.
and the potential for a global green cement revolution.
Absolutely.
And we've dived deep into the world of concrete innovation,
We sure have.
uncovering a future where buildings heal themselves,
It's amazing.
waste is transformed into durable materials,
Yeah.
and 3D printers construct our cities.
It's mind-blowing.
It's clear that we're on the cusp of a new era in construction,
We are.
one defined by sustainability innovation and a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of our built and natural environments.
Absolutely.
This deep dive has left me feeling incredibly optimistic about the future of construction.
Me.
It's a future where sustainability and innovation go hand in hand to create a world that's better for both people and the planet.
I couldn't agree more. And as we wrap up this episode, I encourage you to continue exploring these fascinating developments.
Okay.
The future of cement and concrete is being written right now, and it's a story worth following.
And remember, this deep dive is just the beginning of your exploration.
That's right.
Keep asking questions, stay curious, and never stop learning.
The world is your oyster.
Who knows what other fascinating discoveries await you in the world around us?